Welcome back to Ball Talk with me, Lewis Bryon, and with me today is footballer Ken Charles and presenter Noah Jones. Boys, both big Arsenal fans, all three of us. We're going to talk first of all about Arsenal's 4-2 win over Leicester. We made life difficult for ourselves.
We did.
Convincing first half, but obviously we let them back into it. What was your thoughts on the game?
First half went exactly how I thought it would go. And I thought at half-time, which is maybe what the players thought as well, that it was wrapped up. Thought after good result against Tottenham, good result against Man City, 2-0 at half-time against Leicester, everything's going well. And then it just started going wrong, didn't it? And I've watched it back and I can't even really pinpoint where we went wrong. It just seemed like a shift of confidence. Started well, horrible 45 minutes in the second half, and then a weird, beautiful, stressful 4 minutes at the end, wasn't it?
Yeah, for me, we dominated them in the first 45 minutes. They barely got out of their half. I think Raya spent more time out of his box than he did in his box. And when you dominate so much like that, I think the players' mindset, say at half-time when they're in the changing room, would have been, right, how are we going to break these down? How can we find the gaps to break down this low block? And then we've come out second half and just got caught cold. I think first minute they've played a direct ball in behind, and it's sort of like we weren't expecting it at all. The players wouldn't be thinking, right, what's our defensive structure? What's our defensive shape? And I think it is as simple as we got caught cold, they scored the goal, and it changed the dynamic of the game, didn't it?
Yeah, 2-0 is a weird scoreline at half-time. Like, you would have been in change rooms where they say that. Like, it's good, but the next goal changes the whole game. And as soon as Leicester get that first goal, all of a sudden it's like, oh, you're not that comfy anymore. And that's probably what happened, literally caught cold. They get the first goal. The second goal is, to be fair, an absolute banger from the guy. Like, it's an unreal
He
finish.
scored both, didn't he?
Was it him?
Yeah, it was him both.
Yeah.
The first one was a bit deflected, but yeah second one.
The second one, unreal. Like, and that's the problem. Once it becomes 2-1, you're just like literally a moment of magic away from being all square again. So, yeah, it started to look like it was going to be a disappointing afternoon, but we're good. We're getting good at that. Last minute, still probably believing that we can get a goal and actually going to get a goal. So
we've got that nailed down now. Like whatever the result or scoreline during at any point of the game, we feel like we're still in it.
Yeah,
really.
yeah.
We do. I'd rather it didn't become a regular thing. If you remember 2 years ago, was it the Southampton and Bournemouth games?
Yeah,
both last minute.
Yeah.
Luton maybe one.
Luton as well. And I think a lot of Arsenal fans were like, this is great. Everyone was telling us, you don't want to keep doing this.
No, you don't.
And I was like, yeah, fine, whatever. I don't like that we did it against Leicester.
Yeah.
No.
That's what I mean. Leicester are not, they've looked poor.
Yeah.
Like they're down the bottom of the table. So I don't know, is that worrying signs that we're doing it against Leicester when we were so comfortable in the first half?
I wouldn't say so. I'd say, I mean, if they didn't manage to get the goal, then it would be a very, very bad result. But
that's what I mean. We're having a different conversation.
Yes, of course. But it's literally the margins of football, isn't it? I think because of how dominant the first half was, you just have to look at it and say, okay, we slipped off in the second half, but we got away with it because we managed to get late goals. Let's make sure next time, we know now if we're 2-0 up at half time, the game's not done. Like we can't literally take off any like foot off the gas. So I wouldn't say it's a massive cause for concern. Like, it's just something they have to think about moving forward.
And like you say, the momentum shift at 2-1, when you get that 2-1 goal, it's not like a 1-0 when you go, right, we can sit back for a bit, we chill out. You get that 2-1 goal if you're Leicester against Arsenal and you're like, oi, let's go hell for leather for the next 5-10 minutes.
It's not like we're 1-0 up. It's not like one goal up, is it, really?
Yeah.
The momentum's with them.
No, yeah. They've literally flipped it completely on its head. And now, like you said, they're thinking we've got a chance here. And
they did.
They did.
Yeah.
They literally did.
I just want to talk about something that frustrated me a little bit during the game. NDD.
Oh.
I mean, we've spoke about the refs every single week on this podcast, and we're going to speak about them again because indeed he did kick the ball away, and he didn't get any caution, did he?
He jogged over to the ball to kick it away while Saka was on the floor, and that's the thing that annoys me. We get told, Arsenal fans get told we're victims all the time because we say, "Oh, that happened against us." But clearly it does happen.
It's facts.
He's ran over to the ball, kicked it away. He was yellow carded 5 minutes before. So that is a second yellow, right? Dermot Gallagher on Monday Night Football said, you can't give yellow cards for those. No one was near the free kick to take it quickly, so he's not delayed a restart. And then he said, if we give yellow cards for that, everyone's going to get sent off.
Is he the one on Ref Watch?
Yeah.
He winds me up him.
Yeah.
No,
After
he's
2
the
weeks
worst
ago saying...
has he ever actually like...
He's like the snake of refs.
Has he ever actually like sat there and said, the ref got it wrong, like for anything? Or does
No,
he
there's
have,
just
is it-
like
is
it's
it
like
he has to
referees
defend
union,
it?
innit?
Yeah,
They
he
just
just
never
has to
He did
defend
say
it.
Calafiori should have got a second yellow and sent off
Oh,
in
when
the
it's
same
Arsenal,
show.
though. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, no, it's mad. And here's the thing: the yellow cards they've given against Arsenal have set themselves up for people to have these conversations.
Yeah.
I think if Trossard don't get a second yellow the other week, if Rice doesn't get that second yellow, no one's screaming indeed he needs to go off for that. But people want consistency, and they've set themselves up now for people wanting yellow cards all the time. And I don't think we want that anyways. I think referees have got to be a bit smarter with when they give those decisions.
Yeah, we don't want these conversations where every little thing we're looking, oh, that was a yellow card. Ref,
No.
it's going to be boring. Yeah,
exactly.
And I don't want that to be given as yellow.
yeah,
But
that's
I'm
what
not
I'm saying.
sat there saying you need to send him off. I'm saying we've been sent off twice for that.
Already.
It's
Yeah.
double standards. But how do we reverse that now? Because if we don't get it next week, we're gonna talk about it. Like, how do you get out the
We've probably got to get away with a few.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah, you've got to have a few weeks where they just take the punishment, and then everyone slowly forgets. Right, that's not a yellow card now.
Yeah, and it's just that it's become that annoying thing, right? I can sit here and say Calafiori probably should have got a second yellow sent off, right? So there might be a Leicester podcast somewhere saying Calafiori should have been sent off. That's fine, right? You can have them discussions. I don't want to be sat here every week saying, well, he did kick the ball away 4 metres, so he's got to be sent off for that because it's stupid. But they've set the precedent against us now that, are you going to carry it on? Are you not going to carry it on? But then we do it again. Oh, you are going to carry it on.
Yeah.
Next week against us, you're not carrying it on. It is just be consistent. And even with his explanation, oh, you can't give yellow cards for that. You literally have done, bro. And Bernardo Silva was on the floor. None of them could have taken it quickly.
Yeah.
Saka was on the floor, couldn't be taken quickly, so you can't give it. It's just jarring, man.
Yeah, I feel like we could talk for a good few hours about the refs, but we'll leave the ref chat for now. One thing I noticed, I was at the game. First 45 minutes, as I said, they were camped in their box, Leicester were, and they'd occasionally clear the ball. They'd try and get it up to Vardy, but Saliba he literally bullied him. It would be like a little shove. It'd be like a year 11 versus year 7 at school, and yeah, he just dealt with him the whole game with ease. But a lot of people are saying, can you mention this off camera? A lot of people are saying, would the 2016 Vardy have caused Saliba more problems than he did on a...
Such a good question.
Do you think? Because my answer is no. There's no
Really?
Yeah, I mean, it depends on the context of the game, but in that situation, there's no way.
I was thinking yes.
Really?
Yeah.
But
I think the game
What's the
game goes similar in the sense that that sort of Leicester clearing the ball up to Vardy, even in 2016, that's not going to change. Like Saliba's very comfortable in those situations, but you'd always have in the back of your head that any sort of break where he's actually got decent possession of the ball, or like any ball in behind where he actually gets to the ball first, you would
because he's sharper back then. Is that what you're saying? Because he's not like
he's
stronger.
like 37,
No, because he was sharper. Like he was,
Yeah.
bro. That was his game, isn't it? Like he was just razor sharp back then. He could run all day long. He was quick, like could finish from anywhere. So Saliba, you'd still back Saliba, just like you'd back him against Haaland, just like you'd back him against any striker in the world. You'd back him to have a good game. But, you know, as a centre-half, it's not about 80 minutes, it's like having a good 80 minutes. It's about keeping him quiet the whole game. And I reckon 2016, you couldn't rule out Vardy getting one moment over him.
That's because I don't think Vardy played badly.
No,
I just think Saliba did better. So if you then put another 10 yards to sprint, another
8 years
sharp
ago,
nick, do you know what I mean? I think he does a better job.
Wow,
it's 8 years, isn't it? It's a lot. And but
He's as ancient
back
in
then,
football terms as a striker.
Back then he was a problem.
Yeah, that's 8 years is like the start compared to the end of your career, isn't it?
Yeah,
like that can be a whole stretch. It's mad.
Boys, as footballers, do you wear grip socks?
Yeah, I do. I've always wore grip socks when I played, just to stop your foot sliding around in the boot. It makes a big difference compared to when you're wearing the standard long socks.
Yeah.
Yeah, for me, they help massively in like preventing blisters and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm a big fan.
I think blisters is a massive thing. I've found that on hard AstroTurf. These have been an absolute godsend. And these are Fitnit grip socks. If you want to get your own, you can use code BT10 for 10% off. Head over there now and grab yourself some.
No, I want to go on to one of your favourite Arsenal players, I think.
Yeah.
Do you want to take it away?
Absolutely. Ethan Nwaneri.
Yes.
I've said this for the past few weeks on here. The boy is mustard.
Yeah.
He's a player. And I watched him against Bolton live. He looked so comfortable. Yes, as you said, it's Bolton though. You can't then go and chuck him in against Leicester. When he came on, I think he won us that game. Yes, we were getting it across the box. We were crossing it in. But he did this. He came on 30 seconds later, kind of ran through the whole team. Oh, I think he's electric. I'm starting him next game. What do you
against Southampton? You're starting him
100%.
And who's off? Trossard.
Yeah. Trossard's great, but he's not a centre midfielder, right? Or he's not number 10.
Yeah.
Bagsman though is a number 10. Yeah,
that's what I mean. He knows how to score.
Bring him on in 70 minutes, man. That's his brand. I love Waneri. What do you think?
I don't know. I think we'll get on to. We've lost Odegaard, so there's definitely a slot for him to come in. But we've done well with sort of Trossard and Havertz being the top of a box and Declan Rice and Partey being a bottom. That's the way it looks in possession to me. So I've been happy with the way things are. I probably wouldn't start him, but I think when you've got a player who's obviously got crazy amounts of talent at 17, 18, however old he is, they've got something to prove, which is always better. You see, like Rashford now, he's got over the stage where he's got something to prove. He's proved himself, and they can lose the hunger a bit. So I think we need to utilise him in the situation he's in. And I'd like to see him get more minutes as the weeks go on, but I wouldn't start him at the moment.
Do you not think so? Second half comes around, I think we fully lose any form of creativity. We just started doing what Man City did against us: pass it across the box, hope for a gap, whip it in, or cross it in, whatever. I think Waneri is that creativity that we're missing. He's not Odegaard, right? That's fine. Odegaard's playing them reverse balls, the balls across the line, balls through to Saka to Ben White. No one's doing that. Trossard doesn't have that in his locker, right? I think Waneri does. As a striker, do you not want someone that's going to be able to read between the lines rather than Trossard, who's technically gifted but doesn't have the mind of a number 10?
Yeah. I get it complete. Well, he's a player and he's proven it in the minutes he's had. And also, Arteta is now showing a lot of faith in him. We were losing the game and he's was he the first sub?
That's a big shout. Yeah.
That is a big, like, as much as we're talking about starting, that's as big of a nod of confidence, saying or not losing, we need a goal now. You're coming on. Jesus is there, Sterling's there, but you're coming on first.
Yeah.
So that shows that Arteta now looks at him as a key component in what they're trying to do. Starting a game and coming on are two very different things. And like I said, Trossard knows how to score goals. Probably as well as anyone, if not better than anyone in the team.
Yeah, probably.
So you can't take that away from him. They're very different players, and obviously Waneri is probably the best, like the better attacking midfielder, because that is his natural position. Trossard, that isn't his position. He's kind of slotting in, but it has been working. Like I wouldn't say what we're doing so far is like, if it wasn't working, then you're like, cool, okay,
let's try.
Let's just chuck him in. We might as well try it.
Yeah.
But it's working. He's 17?
Yeah.
I think if we keep easing him in the way we're doing, probably long term that would be better for him. Like you said, he's got something to prove, so he's not going to start losing his head if he's not given the nod. Next time if you chuck him on, he's going to come on and try and again show people why he should be starting. And if he keeps doing that for another 2 games or so, then I'd say with the amount of games, we've got a game tonight, got a game Saturday, he will get his nod.
Yeah.
And then who knows?
Yeah, I've never had an issue with Trossard starting. I love Trossard.
Yeah.
My thing is just, I don't know if you get a run of games that look easier on paper, no offence to them, than Bolton, Leicester, Southampton.
Yeah.
He started Bolton, didn't start Leicester. Surely there is a shout for him to start against a lesser team like Southampton.
I think that's sort of the age bias coming in, and you're thinking, right, he's a young player, let's give him his opportunity. But then you've got to be thinking, if he starts, Trossard's on the bench. Trossard's been scoring loads of goals for us. Imagine if their ages were reversed. You'd be saying Trossard needs to start because he's a young player and coming onto the scene.
You would.
Do you know what I mean? Like, so you've got, it's ruthless at the end of the day, but it's a team who's going for the Premier League.
Yeah.
You can't just give it because you feel like he deserves his opportunity.
No, I feel that. And as you two always say, there's no rush.
Yeah.
He's 17.
I don't think there's any rush whatsoever. And like you said,
fair.
you would start, you could almost, like, how's Trossard going to feel if he's,
do you know what I mean?
Off the back of the goals he's scored in that.
Jesus and Sterling will not be feeling good.
Currently, they won't be feeling good, but Arteta has the right to turn around to them and say they haven't actually inputted much yet. So you guys will get your chances as well. But Trossard would feel a lot like, what more does he have to do to play a game of football if you now drop him and put Waneri in? So
that's fair.
And Waneri's not going to be bitter about not starting.
No, that's the other thing. You got to think, man management wise, he's still young, hungry, knows that.
That's an interesting way to look at it.
He's got to like be patient, so he's not going to lose his head if he don't start Southampton. But
he's keeping the
morale
in the team.
Yeah.
Fair play.
Oh, yeah, we done you there.
Yeah, you did.
No, we just touched on Odegaard a bit. The fact, obviously, we've been without him for what, 3 games?
Yeah, Spurs, City, and
a
now
couple games.
3
anyway.
games now.
Yeah.
Plus Bolton 4.
But the standard's not really dropped off, has it? I don't think it has, in terms of maybe not as dominating or as clever or as cute with the ball, but I still think we're just as effective when he's not been in the team.
Yeah, I think there's a aesthetics bias. I think obviously we're still beating teams, we're still winning. I just think like you don't see the type of passes or creativity that he makes in this team at the minute.
Of course.
And look, it's not a problem if we keep winning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just doesn't look as good, does it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I think it would be a big problem if we lost Odegaard and then that was it. Because City lost De Bruyne last season. They lost Haaland last season. Like, if you want to compete, you can't be a team that as soon as one player's gone, that's it.
Yeah.
So it's very positive that we're still winning games and we're still looking good. Odegaard is irreplaceable in the Arsenal squad. Like, we haven't got someone as good as him. There probably isn't many
in the world.
In the world as good as him. So if you lose a player like that, you're gonna lose something. But yeah, like, we're still creating chances. We're still cutting teams open. But like you said, there's no one to do what he does.
How long can we do that for? Like,
Yeah.
You can't do that consistently over a few months period. I do think there will be a drop off, obviously, losing him.
There has to be, because teams will figure out that there's no one to play that, like, through the defence while Saka's running in behind. There's no one to play that ball. So we don't need to think about that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I also think in tighter games, people like Odegaard, they just have that magic moment.
That's
that like will just
opposition.
It's got nothing to do with Arteta's tactics. It's got nothing to do with like the team. It's just him who can do something that either scores or opens the team up. And like you said, opposition's fear. So you wouldn't want to go without him for too long, because you will get to those tight games where you just need someone to do something, and you'd want him to be there.
We're better with him, of course. But as you say, the drop off hasn't been drastic.
Yeah.
So it's okay at the minute.
Another player we lost, or we lost the last 2 games, Ben White.
Yeah.
But I've been very impressed with 2 things. Timber on the right, like some of the in tight areas. When I was watching it live, he is ridiculous.
Sure.
Like, I just thought, how have you got the ball out there? And then who's impressed me the most is Calafiori on the ball, because I thought he was mainly a defensive player. But he's so good. Like,
he's like a steam train.
But he's clever. He understands football. Like, he reads the game very well. His movement in possession is extremely good. So I think we're very comfortable without Ben White. He's got to get back in the team though. But I was
that's why the Calafiori signing and the Timber signing last season were important.
Yeah.
Like, you just have to have depth. You've got to have players in numbers, and you've lost Ben White, but those 2 as fullbacks are just as good as anything.
Yeah.
I think Ben White is top, so I'd love to see him go back in, but it won't be that black and white.
Yeah.
I was just about to say,
might not put him back in.
If he's fit, let's pretend he's 100% match fit against
What are you
Southampton.
doing?
Ben White for me has to be on the right. If he's at his best 100%, he has to be on the right hand side. It's then the question, Timber or Calafiori, and I think that depends on the opposition.
So you'd straight away, if he was fit,
You saying he's better than Timber as a right back?
Yeah. Over at but just overall.
We've seen him more.
In
So
possession,
That's what I was going to say. We have seen him more.
in possession, out of possession, big game. Like, he's, for me, when he's at his best. Yeah, I just feel like even before he got injured, he looked quite leggy when he's been playing.
they're different.
No, he's
they're very
top.
different.
Like, this ain't a question here.
Yeah.
It's just Timber's top, Calafiori's top.
Yeah.
So it's
a good
genuinely
problem.
But it's a good problem for Arteta to have.
I see Ben White as a right back. I see Timber as
Utility.
he could probably operate anywhere.
Yeah.
His
Ben White's
tight
naturally
control.
centre half. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
That shows how good he is, because he's a centre half.
But he's also played centre mid.
Yeah, so
It also shows Arteta's and Edu, whoever it is, recruitment. Right, Timber can play right back, centre back, left back.
They're getting players that
Tomiyasu can play
be
all of
versatile.
them when he's fit. Ben White can play centre back.
He could
right
even
back,
slot in centre mid if he really needed to. Ben White.
like a Johnny Stones.
Yeah,
probably.
Like
he done that for
Lewis Bryon.
Yeah, not that good, but
Calafiori is a joke, and attacking wise is so much better than I actually thought he was.
Yeah.
The only issue is that man is first on the list for a yellow card.
yeah, it's true.
First on the list, and almost got himself 2 yellow cards at the weekend. Them 2 as fullbacks are a joke, because they offer something different. Timber's got that close control, tight spaces dribbling. Calafiori's just got this, I'm just going to run straight at the defence and see what
Van
happens.
der Ven.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Him and Martinelli on that left-hand side. We'll talk about Martinelli after this, but
It's changed him a bit, isn't it?
like, Martinelli's defensive work rate is ridiculous. So them 2 as a defensive partnership on the left-hand side is scary. And then, as we see on the weekend, Martinelli's starting to get back to himself a little bit more.
Is he back?
I don't think he's back. He still looks a bit shy of confidence, even after his goal, which was a good finish, by the way. And assist. But he's definitely trending in the right direction, I think.
Does it then, if you add Marino in, who we haven't seen, to this left side of midfield?
I've just never seen him, yeah.
That's it. You don't know, but you would think we don't.
But
at the
Rice
minute,
is there.
Oh yeah, but I'm taking Partey straight out of the team.
Yeah, but I just don't think. I think you'll be surprised. You'll be surprised if Partey goes and Declan Rice slots in there. We're going to be
everything breaks down.
But then Marino. Marino's like Busquets. Marino's like Busquets, right? That man will cover the whole thing. No, I'm not saying he's as good as him.
Isn't he more of an attacking player?
That's what I thought. Is he not? Busquets wasn't a 6.
Yeah, like a out.
Yeah. When you watch Marino,
that style though.
But yeah, the term when he's facing his own goal and the confidence to play out of defensive situations is a joke. Yeah. For me, Partey is just there.
So you'd have Marino in the 6.
So you'd have Marino as the deepest one.
No, sorry. Rice 6, Marino 8, but Marino does the.
Yeah, I just think you'd be surprised how much of a miss. How much of a miss
I don't think people realise. Don't get me wrong. I'm not like Arteta might drop him because Marino comes in. That gives the good type of competition you have.
He won't drop Rice.
I don't think he does it like that.
He won't drop Rice back into the 6 or the 4, whatever you want to call it.
You two obviously know more about me than football, but I think you'd be surprised, and I'm willing.
You're going to get Rice for
a little £10 on the line.
Like
that Partey goes straight out the team when Marino is match fit.
If Partey stays fit, I can guarantee you Partey stays in the team.
Senna? You in?
100%.
I'm with Lewis.
Yeah, we go 5 each.
Wow, okay, fine.
I don't think he gets dropped just like that. I think he's so key to what we do. So key.
Oh, I think that's madness.
Yeah.
I think he's just there.
No.
I don't think he does anything that great.
It's outrageous.
So you drop Rice there. What would Rice do better than Partey?
Rice has
possession.
Out
of possession, Rice is top.
That's my thing. Rice has this, like table football. You know, when you just move your person side to side.
Yes. He
Rice
can just
has
cover
that
the
ability,
pitch.
like triple of what Partey has, to cover the pitch and intercept every pass that goes through.
But our defence is the best in the league at the moment with Partey there.
I don't think that's got anything to do with Partey.
No, but we're not struggling with him there. Like it's not like we need more. We need to be more defensive. We're not. We're fine.
I think Rice goes in that position and does it exactly the same, but much better.
In possession?
Both, in and out.
Remember, we spend about 60-70% of the time with the ball.
Yeah.
So our in possession is key.
Yeah.
Like, if that's going to drop off, then we're in trouble.
Yeah.
Because Rice has always been a 6.
For West Ham.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he came when Partey was injured.
Well, wait,
he played there.
Let me ask you this.
Just remember, that was our worst football last season when he was playing 6, Havertz was playing 8.
Let me ask you this.
Go on.
So Rice has been a 6, right? West Ham previously. But what would you say Rice, his best season he's ever had was what, last year? In his career?
Yeah.
Overall, probably.
Overall.
Yeah,
100%. And he played majority of that in the 8.
I think when Marino comes in, it is a massive double pivot. Massive.
We're going to play double pivot, you think?
That is a swap. Not like double pivot in the sense that they're both going to be sat there.
We half do that now anyway. I think
it's going to be, if Rice goes, calm, Marino's there. Marino goes, calm, Rice is there.
It's possible.
I think it is a like for like kind of, we both do the same thing, but we'll just do it.
Listen, time will tell.
It will.
But I disagree.
When you say Partey stays in the team, are you saying Marino don't come straight in the team then, basically?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so as well.
Yeah. Maybe the Odegaard thing might change that, but I still think
when Odegaard's back, assuming Odegaard's back.
So let's say they're all fit.
I think it's the same 3 players.
Yeah, it's Marino's. It's the usual 3.
Yeah.
Partey, Rice, Odegaard.
I think Marino's another option for us.
Like, since when has Marino been this like saving grace of like unbelievable centre mid that we've been crying out?
I mean, I hope he is. Like it'd be great for us if he's just just
from
so
what
good.
I have seen, he is.
Yeah.
And I think our first choice midfield in Arteta's head now, then 4 weeks ago, is Rice, Marino, Odegaard.
Okay.
Time will tell, like you said.
We'll see. Yeah. We'll go on to the Southampton game that we've got coming up this Saturday. I think it's a 3 p.m. kickoff at home again. They lost 3-1 to Bournemouth yesterday at the time of recording. So Monday night they lost to Bournemouth. Antoine Semenyo was giving them the fake shots left, right and centre. It should be an easier game than Leicester, don't you think?
It should be. I did have more confidence before the Leicester game than when I saw we had a little bit of not a capitulation, but it went slightly downhill for a period
I
of
think
time.
we'll be fine.
Yeah.
We'll be fine.
You're saying Leicester are better than Southampton?
Yesterday gave me confidence. Like they like trying to play out as well, and they've not got the players of that. Southampton.
Do you think they'll do the same thing against Arsenal?
Yeah, well, they're not going to just change their philosophy, and they've not got the players who are, first of all, good enough to consistently do that, or after last night, confident enough. Their confidence won't be good to receive the ball in them positions.
I just always hate
with our press
playing the newly promoted teams. I still say newly promoted. I just don't like playing them. We should win.
The problem is you're thinking of the times where we played Brentford first game of the season. And those that was literally first game of the season at their gaff. Yeah. Like that was
But I'm also thinking letting 2 past us against Leicester at the weekend. It's worried me.
I personally think it's a blip. I don't see it as
it probably is.
Those 2 goals we conceded, I think it's a blip that happens, and we put it right in the game. So for me, it's just
we literally put it right in the same game.
It would have been a nightmare if we didn't. Like obviously because points would just be dropped, but we put it right in the game.
Who's going to who of their team is going to actually cause us any problems? Like, there's no one you look at and think, right, like Leicester, we thought maybe Vardy, watch out for. Southampton, who are you actually looking at?
Yeah.
No one. The silence tells it all.
Yeah, I like Brereton Diaz, but it shouldn't.
That's what I mean.
Cause us a problem.
I think we should be fine.
Yeah. Who would you go? Would you go same lineup as we did against Leicester?
Yeah.
But it's getting to the point where I'm not mad at any lineup, to be fair.
Yeah. Like, is that because of the trust in Arteta, or just
Ben White fit?
They're all good enough?
I don't think he wasn't training.
What is he struggling with?
It was a knee issue. He wasn't training in training.
So when he came
yesterday.
on against City, he wasn't fit.
No, he wasn't fit. No,
mad.
That's why that was why he didn't start.
He didn't train yesterday, did he?
Which probably didn't help it. Didn't train on Monday. So I'm confident with if Sterling, Martinelli, Trossard, any of them start on the left. I'm confident.
Yeah.
I think I'd keep it the same.
Yeah.
I would not be mad at all if Ranieri started, but as you say, he probably won't.
Yeah.
So keep it the same.
Yeah. I mean, we've got PSG tonight, Tuesday night at the time of recording.
Well, that's an issue.
I was going to say that could affect what happens depending
obviously
on
injuries.
how it goes, injuries,
Tuesday
fatigue.
to Saturday.
It's fine.
As footballers, you should be fine.
It's more tonight.
We'll question whether he rotates or not. Like, will he rotate or not tonight?
You won't play same starting 11 Saturday, Tuesday,
but if he does
Saturday,
play the same starting 11 tonight, then you'd have questions of who does he change, because then it'd just be a lot.
Or tired legs.
You've got to go stronger tonight than Southampton, no?
I think
so.
He'd
probably go full at exactly the same team tonight.
Yeah.
And then depending on some people could be leggy by the time Southampton come.
But just bring in subs earlier then for me.
It could be that.
Like they'd be training anyway. You know what I mean? I know it's a different intensity.
Unless you're injured.
Yeah.
You can play, but maybe 60 minutes people start coming off.
Predictions? We'll finish off with
Southampton.
Yeah, for the Southampton game. Because we all got it wrong last week. We said 2-0, 3-0, 4-0.
Yeah.
I thought I was laughing at half time, 2-0 up. I thought we'd get one more at least. But
yeah, me too. Southampton, I'm going to go 3-0. 3-0.
I'm going to be the same. 3-0. Ken? 3-0.
5-0.
5-0. To be fair,
that.
It could.
But it sounds crazy, but you wouldn't be like. Yeah. No one would be surprised if we do that.
Yeah.
But I could, if we lose, then I just sound like.
Yeah, we can't lose against them. There's no way. I'm not even going to bother with the goal scorers because I'm just embarrassing myself every week.
Say the same every week, don't we?
Yeah. Saka gets a couple. Centre half gets one from a corner.
Yeah.
No, we're not going to. We'll leave the goal scorers for this week. We'll see how they get on, and we'll be back next Wednesday at 6:30 p.m.